1530L magnetic loop canceller antenna. Rafan Ahmed of Ayamped, the Tanjore district, Tamil Nadu in India, tuned into our radio station on 5945 kHz. From 1400 to 1430 hours UTC, Rafan heard the Russian broadcast of Radio Romania International on January the 22nd, 2021. Mr. Ahmed uses a Texan PL310ET receiver with an open-place telescopic antenna. His SINPO rating for the signal of our broadcast was 53553. Mr. Rafan Ahmed also sent in a reception report for Radio Romania International's Romanian language programs, also for the day of January the 22nd, 2021. Rafan tuned into our radio station from 1430 to 1500 hours UTC on 11975 kHz. Mr. Ahmed uses a Texan PL-310ET receiver with an open-place telescopic antenna. His SINPO rating for the signal of our broadcast was 54554. And now, for those of you who for so many years now have been tuning into our broadcast, here is an important announcement. As of January the 25th, 2021, Radio Romania International will be changing some of its shortwave frequencies. From this date on, its 0400 hours UTC broadcast to India will be available on the 11790 kHz analog frequency, while the digital broadcast will go out on 13720 kHz in the DRM system. We're back with our DX mailbag on Radio Romania International. Shin Makino, based in Ageo City, Saitama in Japan, tuned into our radio station on January the 23rd, 2020 from 0410 hours UTC to 0441 hours UTC on 7410 kHz. Our Japanese listeners' SINPO rating for the signal of our broadcast was 35433. Mr. Makino uses a remote KiwiSDR receiver, Open Web RX with a Wellbrook loop antenna. Place of reception, Fairhill, Maryland, the United States of America. Among the program details Mr. Makino included in his report are radio newsreel by a female announcer about the common idea of movement along EU member states at the EU summit. Then it was hit of the day. Song introduction by a female announcer and Your Green Eyes, Ku Ochi Oia Vers by Lydia Buble was played and jingle with announcement. You are listening to Radio Romania International by a male voice. The Future Starts Today by Daniel Bilz. Foreign Student in Romania by Călin Coțoiu. Introducing Alina Ionașcu, Master Student at the Western University of Timișoara. Sports by Daniel Bilz. About this weekend's European Women's Handball competitions and the matches counting towards the 18th leg of Romania's first football league. Then it was jingle with announcement. You are listening to Radio Romania International by a male voice, and Truly Romanian began. Introducing of Irina Someșan's song I Love Romanian Dances, My Heart Be Quiet, Taci Inima-n Sân la Mine, They Don't Know What Love Is, Cine-n Lume N-are Drag, Longing, Am o patimă și un dor, and Câte Fete-s lângă masă by a female announcer, Cristina Mateescu. A hobbyist in radio listening, Mr. Spiros Koutsidis, based in Byronas, Attiki in Greece, tuned into our radio broadcast on January the 23rd, 2021, from 2000 to 2007 hours UTC on 5990 kHz. According to Mr. Koutsidis, the signal was good, interference moderate, the noise was moderate, the propagation was moderate. The overall quality for the signal of our broadcast was rated as good. The receiving equipment is made of a Texan PL-365 receiver with a 10-meter HF Monopoly antenna. Well, folks, that's all we had time for in this week's DX mailbag. Those of you who sent in their reception reports will receive a QSL card in the shortest time possible. Tune in again next week. Until then, from me, Eugen Nasta, it's goodbye and all the best 73s.
Coming up next on Radio Romania International, Simply Folk.
Welcome to Simply Folk. I'm Eugen Nasta. Today's choice is a fine song praising the beauty of Mureș River Valley in central Romania. The performer is one of Romania's traditional music legends, Petre Săbădeanu.
Our broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Japan has come to an end. You can listen to our next program for Western Europe tomorrow at 6:30 hours UTC on 7345 kHz in analog system and on 6040 kHz in the DRM system. Listeners in Japan can listen to our next program tomorrow at 23 hours UTC on 7325 kHz and 9620 kHz. We can also be heard on the internet at www.rri.ro channel 1. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write an email at engl@rri.ro. Goodbye.